The most unbreakable records in sports history. Jerry Rice, 22,895 receiving yards. Rice had an incredible 14 seasons with 1,000 or more receiving yards, including 3 with more than 1,500. A big part of this was his incredible durability. He only played, and stickums, I'm just kidding. He only played fewer than 16 games, 2 out of his 21 years. Rice also had the good fortune of going from one Hall of Fame quarterback, Joe Montana, to another Steve Young. But let's be real, Rice was more or less uncoverable for 2 straight decades, all on his own. It also explains why no one is ever going to catch his receiving touchdown record. He has 197, and the next highest receiver, Randy Moss, has 41 fewer scores. And also, the QB doesn't get open for you. You got to get open yourself. Unless you're barely open, they make such a great throw, or you're just totally covered and make such a great throw, though. Wayne Gretzky, 1,963 career assists. The old saying, the great one, is that if he never scored a single goal in his career, he'd still lead the NHL in total points on assists alone. To give you a sense of just how difficult it would be for someone to do that, he would have to average 98 assists a year over a 20-year career just to approach that total. No one has actually had 98 or more assists in a single season since Wayne Gretzky in 1990 to 1991 in all. It's only been done 3 times by a player not named Wayne Gretzky. Cy Young, 749 complete games. Active leader, Adam Wainwright, 28. Unless there's a dramatic change in how teams approach pitching, something on the level all the pitchers are now literally robots, there's no way anyone gets close to Young's complete game mark. All MLB pitchers combined had 36 complete games in 2022. Young had 36 or more complete games by himself in 11 separate seasons. While we're at it seems extremely unlikely that anyone is going to get close to Young's 511 wins or 315 losses anytime soon either. Will Chamberlain, 50.4 points per game in a single season, 1961 to 1962. Active leader, James Harden, 36.1 points per game in 2018 to 2019. Kobe Bryant was what we could call a prolific scorer, right? He had 10 50-plus point games in his 2006 to 2007 campaign. In 1961 to 1962, Will had 45 50-point-plus games, 15 60-plus point games, and 3 70-plus point games. Oh, and one in which he scored 100 points. Unless the NBA introduces a 4-point shot, this isn't happening. And even then, well, some of these NBA records were just in times where the talent was a lot less and they were playing against janitors and plumbers and shit. I'm sorry, no disrespect to them. They're still legends. I couldn't even do that against plumbers. 99.9% of people can't even do that against plumbers and regular people and janitors and the worst of the worst people. Well, too, though, so no disrespect and all props to them. And yeah, 99.9% of people aren't over 7 foot tall and that freakishly athletic and gifted genetically, though, and don't have that much of a work ethic on top of it. That's what all combines together to make Will Chamberlain such a monster and beast he was, though. Boston Celtics, 8 straight NBA titles. Active leader, Golden State Warriors, 1. You know how hard it is to win just one title in the NBA? The Shaquille O'Neal / Kobe Bryant Los Angeles Lakers managed 3 straight. The Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond Green Warriors almost did it 4 times in a row, save for LeBron James and co defeating them in 2016. James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh managed back-to-back titles. These were some incredible teams, but in the modern NBA, almost every team is tough to beat. Come playoff time, the Celtics had the advantage of an all-time player in Bill Russell, an all-time coach in Red Auerbach, a seemingly endless array of other players who were considered legends in an NBA that had fewer than 10 teams. Number 2, 7 Super Bowl championships. Tom Brady. Now, this is probably one of the most insane records I've ever seen. He has more championships than any franchise. Yes, I just said franchise in NFL history, not to mention players and coaches. He just has the most rings combined, and he hasn't even coached yet. I know he's 45, but still, man. Do you think he's a GOAT or not? Let me know in the comments below, and if you don't think he's a GOAT, or if you think he's a GOAT, let me know why. Damn, it's insane as hell, bro. Bro can fit 5 rings on one finger for how many championships he has, and then add 2 more on the other finger, on the other hand. That's crazy as hell. Still, man, it's insane to see what he's still doing at 45 years young. Even though he's a QB, that's still hella impressive, though. And his game is relying on his wide receivers getting open and his IQ and shit, not like his athleticism. ETC and stuff like that, though. That makes it a little less impressive for sure, though, but that's still hella impressive. Even though he relies on his wide receivers getting open, making smart IQ reads and stuff like that, it's still hella impressive because the only other person to even go to his age ever was a kicker, and anywhere close. Not to mention dominating at it and winning Super Bowls. Not counting this trash down year for Brady. He still had that clutch comeback against my Rams, though, sadly. So you can't count that out yet, though. And he comes up when it's big if he needed to. And if he wasn't having a trash division and still at the top of his division, he's Tom Brady. I just assume he would make something happen and make it to the playoffs somehow and make it to the top of his division or one or the other, though. But he's getting old, so I don't really know if that's true anymore, though, sadly. I don't want to take anything from how impressive his record was because it was very hella impressive. But the thing is, on any other position damn near, besides kicker and stuff like that, in any other sport, he probably couldn't last anywhere near that long. In case you think I'm trying to rip on his legacy in any way, look at this insane stat line. This is the most insane stat line I've ever seen in my life at like around 43 or 44 years old. This many yards and TDs. Bro, what the hell? This is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Not. I'm just trying to spit the facts and what I see and the way I see it, though.